Hello. 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 You guys hear me? John Cena. Yeah, St. John's. John Cena. You can't see me. I think I got this figured out. All right. Gorephobe, what is up, my dude? Yeah, I got StreamYard going. I finally charged up my laptop, which I failed to do in the past couple streams with you, but I'll be doing it this way moving forward. Yeah, the lighting's really bad. My 4K TV I have in this room actually shit the bed last night during Elimination Chamber. So I had to grab an older TV and bring it up here for now. And the color's just real dark. And I need a better lighting in here. I usually do like a bright light on that TV and everything. I mean, I got room darkening curtains up in this room and everything. But this is just a test run. You know, my background's always worked, but if I'm going to stream moving forward, I'll get some cool looking lights and everything. I'll jazz it up a little bit. In St. John's, Michigan, Jason, you going to Astronomicon this year, man? It's a different venue, but stacked, stacked. I don't think I can afford to see everybody. For anybody who is not from Michigan, it's like a pretty fun Comic Con we have. It's got horror and wrestling, but this year they got David Howard Thornton, Damien Leone, the little pale girl, all from Terrifier, Jason Patrick from Lost Boys. We got Christine Elise from Child's Play 2, Sting, Trish Stratus, Lita. It's like I can't afford to see everybody. It's gonna be too much money, man. But cool to see we got some people out here. I'm still new to this. Gorephobe, anybody in the chat, follow his channel. I've been on a couple of his live streams. Kind of the inspiration for me to try to do this, get this figured out. Because I love watching live streams, tons of people in this community, the horror community, the physical media community. It's always a lot of fun. Hell yeah, Motor City Nightmares, man. That might be my favorite. I mean, I love Astronomicon. My issue when it was at Burton Manor was there was nowhere to sit. You want to walk around and take a seat with your friends and chill for a little bit, unless you go back outside, sit outside or go to someone's car. But at least at like Motor City Nightmares, which is a pure horror con that comes to Novi every year around here, at least that one it's at the Sheridan, so they got like a huge bar and everything. You can hang out, nice cool outside area. No, yeah, Bruce Campbell's going to be at Astronomicon this year too, but that's one of those deals to meet him and get a photo. You got to like wait in line to get the pro photo op, which I know David Howard Thornton's going to do one as well, in full makeup. I just was never good at those. You know what I mean? They usually do them real early. I like to be fashionably late to any of my shindigs, and you got to wait in line for like hour and a half. I remember the longest line I waited in at a con was for Trish Stratus because she showed up late last year, and they were nice enough. She was, and they were nice enough. The people running it that they, told her she could stay till after they closed. So, and I know you got a price on like venues. I'm sure they rented it out for the whole weekend, but she stayed and did autographs till every single fan got one. And I was probably in line for an hour and a half. But I'm not gonna lie. I told my buddy Age, the Mighty Bojack, we were in line together. I said, "Hey man, can you hold my spot? I got to go to the bathroom real quick." I totally lied to him, man. I went to the Severin table and just bought a bunch of Blu-rays. So it's like, let me sneak away and get some physical media. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. With having to save money for these cons. Like I said, my 4K TV just shit out. Luckily, as years go on, they get a lot cheaper, and most TVs are 4K. You never really notice how good a 4K TV is until you go from having one to not, even if you're not watching 4K stuff on them. I feel like a bit of a snob. So, like, but luckily, I could probably get one for $300 at Walmart or something like that. But with that, uh, Astronomicon, which is going to be, I'm going on the 5th, I believe. And then on the 19th, which Gorephobe will be up there too. A bunch of my friends are going to go up there to Muskegon for Static Tape Video. Linnea Quigley is going to be there. That's that really cool physical media store I went to. I made a video about, but they're moving to like the biggest store in the entire mall, and it's going to be fucking badass. I ran into Bruce last year in the bathroom. That was so funny. I feel like I would have had to try to think of like some weird line to say to him from one of his movies in the bathroom. But then again, any line you say to somebody in the bathroom is kind of weird, you know? You guys watch wrestling? You see John Cena went heel last night? That's pretty crazy. I'm a little salty that like Travis Scott just hung out the whole time. It's like that classic photo of like LeBron James squaring up on Kobe in the All-Star game and Drake's like in the background ruining the photo. It's like, would have been better without that guy. But, you know, I think they're trying to integrate new things into wrestling since it got in the TKO group, you know, do stuff more UFC style. So I don't really have any plans or nothing in the stream. I just want to see if it would work. Pretty cool, pretty easy, you know. I'm sure I'll figure some stuff out, whether it's me getting some better lighting here at night. I have this microphone, though, I had when I used to do a podcast. If anybody ever wants to check that out, I think there's about a dozen episodes on Spotify. It's called VHS Daze, like Daze. And it's hosted with me and my best friend, Nick Baker, who's one half of the Cream Street Mafia. And we just would do long form talks about movies. We did a part 1 and a part 2 with Terminator 1 and 2, arguing over which one's the better one. We did a 3-hour Jurassic Park episode that was pretty fun. Then we kind of got into more of like off-topic bullshit and kind of stuff in the podcast. But I thought it was fun. I think we might bring it back eventually. But, you know, just toying with the studio here, I see that like I could bring people in and stuff, and I can pre-record stuff ahead of time. So I think this will be pretty good for my channel. I think I'd like to start, you know, doing some live streams myself, you know, have certain guests on and we could talk about stuff. We could have multiple people on and just do whatever. I want to start a series called What's Your Favorite Scary Movie? I think that Dead Meat channel had that name first, but those damn corporate bastards, fuck them. I'm going to steal the same name. And I think I want to have like certain guests on. And like I said, I might pre-record it and then post up later. Depends on how long they want to be on for, and just talk about their favorite scary movie. I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. I do not have a ring light. I don't have any lighting on this laptop. This is a real cheap MacBook. I have this ring right behind me, but I need to throw that out. I kind of just saved it because at certain times I can use it as a tripod in itself, so I didn't want to get rid of it. I got all my junk in that corner. I got a bunch of busted up tripods and just cords, and I got a bunch of like tubes of Scream Factory posters I never hung up or nothing. Oh, I see what you're saying. The ring light that goes on the actual laptop. I might look into that, or I will look into that. But yeah, I feel you on the prices of those cons, like you were saying, though, man. Luckily, I'm going to be back in this really heavy workout routine because I got like some big opportunities coming up in wrestling and conventions too. You want to look good in the photos, so I'm going to be on this workout grind. And when I'm in that mindset, you know, I like to get a lot of overtime at work. Luckily, my job is pretty willing with that, and a lot of you guys know I work outside now. That's warming up. I don't mind staying 2-3 hours late into the night, because it's like, what am I going to do? I get home at midnight every night anyways, you know, watch Beastmaster or some shit, you know, throw in Microwave Massacre. I'm like, I could save that for another time, but I'm going to save up a bunch of money all this next month to be ready for the 2 cons. You guys watch anything good lately, though? We got 3 people in here. Hey, who's the third person not talking, damn it? Show yourself. And you guys can hear me well with this microphone? I know I can like adjust the volume and everything. I thought about using this to record actual YouTube videos, but I don't know. I'm a creature of habit. I'm stuck in my ways. What you doing Friday? Friday the 5th? Friday the 5th. Is it the 5th on Friday? Am I tripping? Well, Friday I'm working, training, wrestling on Saturday. Super Shogun this Saturday. So if that's what you mean, I don't think that's what you mean. I'm not sure. Part 5 characters are going to be at what? Oh, well, fuck Part 5, man. Part 5 sucks. It's fun. It's got some of the funnest characters. I think Tommy Jarvis, the version of Tommy Jarvis in Part 5 is a pussy. It's pretty fun when he has like the burst of kung fu. I like that, but like he's just kind of a nothing character to me, especially compared to Corey Feldman and Tom Matthews. And I'm one of those Friday 5 snobs. Like I have fun with it, but no Jason in it. That kind of sucks. But you guys watch anything good lately? I just watched this the other night, which this is a really cool addition right here. The 4:30 movie. Now it's a Kevin Smith film. I know everybody kind of says he sucks now, but this is one of the best Kevin Smith movies I've seen in easily over a decade. I mean, I didn't mind the latest like Jane Silent Bob for what it was. I thought Clerks 3 was like one of the most terrible, depressing movies I've ever seen. But check out this steelbook for one. So we got this lenticular slipcover, Please Be Kind, Rewind. And then it's a VHS tape. And it even has like divots right here in the back. So this was pretty good, actually. The 4:30 movie. Granted, it's like made exactly for like who's talking about it, the market. Like it's all about Kevin Smith as a kid, and he is going to the 4:30 showing, him and his two friends, and they're gonna spend the entire day at the movie theaters, bouncing from theater to theater, and it's like so many like nerdy movie references, and he's got a date with his like love interest from the summer before, and it kind of creates conflict between two of his friends. One friend is kind of the macho friend, and the other friend is more of like the nerdy friend, where he's kind of, I wouldn't say in the middle, he's more of a nerd too, but it's not good. But comedies aren't supposed to be good. I think maybe I miss like raunchy comedies, like just when we actually had comedy movies in the theaters and everything. And I think for like a Kevin Smith movie as well, like he kind of goes back to the basics with like Clerks in a way, like a lot of dialogue, just like a lot of nerdy talk about movies and everything. So I really liked it. Deborah Voorhees, I approve. Oh, if Deborah Voorhees is going to be at Motor City Nightmares, I'll definitely meet her. I agree. She had great books. I got to find out how to pull these chats up in the live stream too. I think that'd be kind of cool. Is there a way I can like highlight them? Oh, I can. Here's my first one I'll ever show. Boobs. Oh, that's cool, man. See, okay, we're learning this together, guys. I can show people's comments and bring them up. See, boom, I'm a master of this shit now. Agoraphobe. I've actually been catching up on some new horror lately, just a tad bit. What have you been watching, man? Kind of want to go see that new Monkey Shines movie. And what's that other one? It's like the Valentine kind of movie, Hard Eyes. I wouldn't mind seeing that as well. I think this movie inspired me, the 4:30 movie. Like, I really need to wait for like I need to get a Tuesday off work when some good movies are out, and I kind of want to like go see like three, four, five movies all in one day, like as a challenge. Like, don't get me wrong, I could do that all the time, but like at the movie theaters, that could be a bit of a bitch. You know what I mean? Just back to back because I have to take some breaks and everything. All right. I've done like 200 live streams, so I'm a bit experienced. And two of the 200 live streams, I'm on there. We did a really fun one with Return of Living Dead before my phone died, but I won't have this problem moving forward using my computer. And anybody watching this, whether it's now or on replay, go subscribe to Goraphobe's channel, man. He does good shit. He's a good guy. And I'm not sure if you've hit 1,000 yet, but you were like so fucking close last time. You were like 990 something. Bada boom! Look at that. The internet. I'm like a really unsavvy like internet kind of guy, you know. Not very good at it. So what else I got around here? Like I said, I didn't really plan anything. But has anybody checked out this one? Bully? Oh, The Substance. Yeah, I bought The Substance. I didn't watch it yet. I'm kind of just waiting for the right mood. You know what I mean? It's the strangest thing, like, because I know we're all horror fans on this channel and everything, but like, I gotta kind of divvy things up a little bit. Like, if I watch like a horror movie or I throw on something dark like Bully, it's like, okay, I need to throw on Step Brothers now and kind of bring it back. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta have a certain formula. Unless I was at like a convention or like a movie marathon in a theater where like we're gonna binge watch each one. You know, there's a time and place for everything, and it's called college. But yeah, Bully, bro. I've seen this for the first time 2 or 3 weeks ago. This shit blew my mind. Mad Dog Butch. That's my dog right there. I still apologize for the what was it? 2019 Bunkhouse Brawl, where I Iron Man it was pretty much a Royal Rumble match, and I Iron Man the whole thing. And by the time you got out there, you started giving me some stone cold stomps in the corner. You know, my cardio held up pretty well in that match, but I was so blown up, like I couldn't even sell the stomps. I'm just like, oh, let me lay. Werewolves. Okay. Is that what was in the theaters? Bad Moon. I got this from your recommendation. Still haven't watched it yet. Yeah, that was a fun match, man. I wish there was like better footage of it. Like that's right after Kobe Bryant died. Me and Bojack had the Kobe Bryant armbands on and everything. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but a company that folded at this point, MWO, they used to have a Bunkhouse Brawl, which was a Royal Rumble every year. And that year I politicked a little bit. I talked to the boss man, Jason Klaus, which check out the Pure Fury Entertainment Network on Spotify. It's a whole podcast network he runs with his main show, Klaus of the Heart, Clouse. Check it out, good guy. But I kind of like talked him into like just let me Iron Man the match, and I held up pretty well. I went from the very first one in all the way to the final two, which I think I broke the record for the company if I'm not mistaken. It was like an hour and 10 minutes, and we did the whole Santino Marella, Alberto Del Rio finish. Where like I took a hard strike from I think Big Bill Blackwell during like the final five, and I rolled to the floor. And then when Nick Baker or Jack Tarrant, I should say, eventually won it, he threw Blackwell out, and then I came in the back and I went to throw him. We spun a 360 and he grabbed me and shit canned me out, and it was like it was a fun experience. I'm a big fan of like what was it? Which one did Flair win? 92. Big Flair fan of like the 92 Royal Rumble. So that's like a bucket list thing for me. I always want to Iron Man a Rumble. All right, just came out on DVD. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm trying to be a little stingy with my money. Like I was mentioning earlier, like these conventions coming up and everything. And I got to buy a new 4K TV now. Mine just shit. Literally, right when Sami Zayn grabbed the barbed wire chair from under the ring, my TV went black. And I had to go use the basement TV. And that I had to reboot the whole thing to get it working because it was saying I had too much storage on the TV or whatnot. But and that wasn't real barbed wire, by the way. That shit pisses me off. Like, if you're gonna use something you want to make look like barbed wire, don't have the guy landing on it wear a t-shirt because it would stick into his shirt. But yeah, I was talking about Bully. I really love this packaging, which I have. I like to keep my stuff alphabetical. I have all my Child's Play movies in order, even though they have different names because they all came out through Scream Factory in the 4Ks. It just looks good. And where I have like I have First Blood right before Rambo and all my Rambo movies together because once again, it just looks good. And I really want to kind of put these together on the shelf just because Umbrella Entertainment, like that, they look like they go together. You know what I mean? But I'm a huge fan of Kids. Great movie, but I thought this one was way better. Bully, this shit fucked me up, man. This shit was messed up. Like, it's what you would expect. I like these movies because this is really what it was like. I mean, at least like the circles I rolled with. Nothing like is bad, like with the sexual assault and everything in those movies, but that's how kids and teenagers acted back in the day. We were wild, you know. There's like a meme I see online that says like, when your family thinks you're staying at a friend's house, but really you're dying of alcohol poisoning in a field somewhere. Like that, that's how that shit was. Like it's real. Flair won the title, and that won the '92 Royal Rumble. Yeah, that inspired me so much. Flair's top 3 wrestler for me, and I love that promo after. Just the aesthetic with Bobby Heenan and Mr. Perfect. They all have blonde hair, and Perfect's in that tracksuit, and you just see like they're both being such grovelers in the background. Bobby Heenan and Mr. Perfect, like thank you, like praying to God and everything, and just Flair's delivery. This is the greatest day of my entire life. I don't care the comments about him these days. I'm weird like that though. I tend to forgive my heroes for like being fuck ups. You know what I mean? Like Hogan said some fucked up shit, and Ric Flair's a nutcase, but I can divide the art from the person. You know, unless you're like Chris Benoit or something, it's pretty hard to forgive somebody who murdered their family. But then at the same time, in the respects, like they blacklisted all the matches Benoit ever had with Kurt Angle. So I think in a way, like, no matter how shitty he was, you should keep those matches publicly viewed out of respect for Kurt Angle, because those are some of the greatest matches he ever had. Nick B, what's up, man? Cool to see you live. Well, cool to see you in here, man. I thought I'd be in here talking by myself, but I appreciate it, man. This is my first time doing it. Like I was saying, Goraphobe in the chat, he's a pro at this. I've been in a couple of his live streams. It kind of inspired me to do this. So I think I might do these more moving forward. You know, I got the microphone, got the computer and everything. I'll get a better lighting system, maybe have some themes. I know I want to, one of my best friends, Carlos, Easy C as we call him. He's like my biggest movie nerd friend. And he went to film school, and we have 3 scripts written that we wrote over the last like 10 years. Just being nerds about the shit. And he's like a really soft-spoken guy. Like, he's nervous to be on camera, but I want to start a show with him. I talked him into it. Like, let's do a show once a month, and we'll come up with a fun name, and we'll talk about movies, because he's really knowledgeable about films. And he kind of questioned me, like, well, what are we going to talk about? And I said, man, we'll just do like top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, top 5 Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, because he's a big like 90s, 80s action movie fan, crime movies, thrillers. Like, we could do whatever, man. You know, I think it could be kind of a fun idea. And with a tear in my eye. Buzz Sawyer and Dynamite Kid are 2 of my all-time favorites, but total dicks and outside the ring. Yeah, I've heard Dynamite Kid was quite a prick. I actually started doing like snap suplexes, like Suplex City, like Lesnar, but snap suplexes back at Super Shogun Wrestling. I think like maybe June when they had their last tournament, and I just thought, let me rip those like Suplex City and just really snap them. And that was my influence on doing them was Dynamite Kid, like a little before my time, but that's where the best stuff was, and he had the best snap suplex. Love Tom Billington's work ahead of his time. You damn right. You damn right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining that joined in here. I was just gonna see if I could get like the audio right and everything, and I feel like I'm learning this pretty quick. Like for one, I'll get a better light. Secondly, now I know how to pull up the comments. I can come in here with some more themes, guests, and everything. This should be fun, because it's kind of a bitch like making videos sometimes. I won't lie. You know what I mean? Like there's times I've missed videos on Sundays, which I always post. Like I didn't post one today because I figured I posted one about the Terrifier set Wednesday, so I kind of have one for this week. But I've had times where people were like, two different times where somebody like reached out and they were like, "Are you okay?" And this was years ago, and I was like, "Geez, I'm," before I even hit 1,000 subs, which isn't even a lot compared to like big time YouTubers. But I was like flattered by that. I was like, "Damn, you watch my videos and you were worried I wasn't there." And then somebody made a comment when I was like, I didn't make videos for like 3 weeks, like a month or so ago. And they were like, "What happened to this guy? Did he die? He used to put out videos every Sunday." And I was like, geez, that's kind of like a morbid way of putting it. But but I was like, it's crazy for me to think that people are like watching them, but I take a lot of pride in like I've done this for 6 years and I haven't advertised as much as I should. Like, and that's why I appreciate everybody that joins and watches my shit. Cause I feel like it's kind of like an underground thing, like a hidden gem. Like for the people like my stuff, I appreciate it. I love talking with you guys. And it's like, but my point is like, I haven't promoted as much as I could have over all the years, but I've always been consistent. There's maybe been 3 times where I took like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks off, but I've always put out a video and always tried to. So, but there's just some times where you're a little drained and it's like, man, let me just take this week off and I'll be stressing about that shit too. I'm like, I don't want to like bum anybody out. Like I want to stay consistent. Like I love to like, especially when I have like a wrestling show. Like I wrestle next Saturday, so I want to get a video put out, like recorded before I leave Saturday morning, so I can have it scheduled at noon on Sunday. Because nothing's better than waking up from that hangover and those endorphins from the wrestling show and having a video out and having some comments from people when I wake up and I can engage talking about movies right off the rip. You a fan of Power Slap? Not too much. I don't watch too much of it. I'm a big combat sports fan. I love UFC. I don't really get the pay-per-views anymore uh, because you have to have ESPN Plus and then pay the price on top of that. And I think a lot of their cards have been watered down. Like I'm in my mid 30s now, so like I grew up renting the UFCs from Blockbuster. I used to watch the VHSs with my mom's boyfriend when I was real little, and real big fan of Pride FC. When I discovered that when it was still active, it was amazing. But like I'll watch like clips on YouTube every once in a while. Power Slap. Like, I mean, I don't want to sit here and say it's not a sport or nothing. I think it's more of like entertainment, but it's fun. I like watching that stuff. I'm interested about that GFL. I think that's what it's called, the new MMA organization. It's going to be interesting to see. I like that they have a lot of the old timers in there. Glad to see you live, man. I'm going to take off, but I'll talk to you later. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, everyone go subscribe to Gorephobe. He's the man. If anybody's coming up to the Static Tape video kind of event on the 19th, I know he'll be there too. We'll be meeting in person. That'd be pretty cool. But the guy that got me wanting to try to live stream, cool ass motherfucker. Anyone seen the Monkey or Hard Eyes yet? I was gonna go see the Monkey today. Actually, I was supposed to meet up with Nick Baker, but one half the Cream Street Mafia. I know his son is dating a girl that lives in the same neighborhood as me. So, but I never heard from him. Uh, so I'm gonna go check that out before it leaves theaters. I know things don't stick around much more. Have you seen this? The 4:30 movie, Mad Dog Butch. I was just talking about this, I think, before you hopped in. Kevin Smith movie. That's kind of what gave me the inspiration to do like an all day thing in the movie theater. That's kind of what that movie follows along with. But yeah, I want to see both of those. I think this is a good time for horror, and I heard this is one of the best like Stephen King adaptations in a long, long time. Nick B, you ever get nervous before a wrestling match? I love that you ask this question because I'm notoriously known for being very nervous. I will be wrestling 9 years in about 2 weeks. I made my debut like mid-March, I believe. And yeah, so I've been doing it a long time, and I know the old cliche, the day you're not nervous is the day you should stop wrestling. But like, I get like uncomfortably nervous before every match. Like, I always like it used to be way worse when I was younger in the business. Like my stomach starts turning. Like I feel like I gotta like take a big shit. But I still get this to the day. I have like a smoker's cough where I just start. I start coughing. I don't really pace around. I get real calm, and I don't really move or talk much. And I'm not necessarily going over the match anymore in these days, but it's just like this calm before the storm. And then I'll like crack open a water, little sip here or there, and then all the way up till I'm in Gorilla, like waiting to go out. Like I'm nervous as fuck. But then, as cliche as it sounds, like right when the music hits and I walk out, I just start yelling, "Hey, yeah!" Then it all kind of goes away there. Like if the opponent's like intimidating enough, like in their level or their experience or whatever, I might be nervous in the match a little bit. But once you kind of get in there and get going, it's fine. And that nervousness, I've made jokes about like, why do I even do this to put myself through this? But it's all paid off after the match. Those endorphins and just how high you are on everything. And then for me, like the ride home is one of the funnest times because all that nervousness goes away and it's just being like little girls gossiping in the car, just like, oh, then in my match when I did that sunset flip, did you see that? And then, oh, what about when I did this? So I mean, yeah, I do get nervous, but you got to take the highs with the lows. It's fun stuff. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Yeah, I know I grabbed some stuff through Vinegar Syndrome. Has anybody seen this yet? This is the remake of Street Trash. But I heard mixed things. But I don't know how many you guys get from buy from Vinegar Syndrome. But like, look at this: the hard case, and then that beautiful pink slip Street Trash. So then you got the slip inside. With pink on the other side, or it's green on both sides with pink. Then the actual movie. This is kind of the stuff I think we wish Scream Factory would give us. Some nice boxing. I have the original, but haven't seen the remake yet. Hope it's as good as. Yeah, I was iffy, but like as much bad stuff I've heard about it. I've heard a lot of people say they did like it. I mean, it's kind of sacrilege to make a remake of that, but so is the Toxic Avenger. I heard that was actually really good, and that's about to come out soon. So I know that actually finally got released. It was made like 2-3 years ago and got put in some film festivals. And I think like through the success of Terrifier 3, companies are wanting to buy up this other stuff and put these horror movies out, which is pretty dope. I'm going to make sure to tell Damien Leone that when I meet him in a month. I appreciate what he's done for the genre. But fun fact is Street Trash is the reason I made this channel. I started recollecting, and Street Trash was maybe in the first 20 Blu-rays I bought. And when I got done watching the movie, I just kind of was like, what the hell did I just watch? And I have a lot of friends who are into horror, but my closest friends aren't like that deep into horror that we could talk about street trash. And I just kind of wanted to talk to somebody about it. So I made the channel, and that's one of my first reviews. I just started ranting on about street trash. Watched Crack House last night. It was a fun movie. I'm glad you say that, man. I almost went back and picked that up maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago when I really didn't have the money to spend. I held off and like I'll wait for a sale for it to go on for a better price, because that just does look like some fun to me. You know what I mean? I'm from Detroit. Like I'm in Metro Detroit. I'm about 20 minutes outside of Detroit, but I grew up in the Pontiac area too, which is arguably worse than Detroit in a lot of regards, unless you're talking about the east side of Detroit, which if people have never been to Detroit, the stories of the east side of Detroit are true. But on top of that, though, I will just add, Detroit isn't bad, like people say. If you go in the wrong neighborhood or too deep into the wrong area, it's bad. But I mean, you go downtown, Comerica Park, the Fillmore, bunch of concert venues, Little Caesars Arena, you got Hart Plaza, a bunch of restaurants and bars. It's a fun place. But Crack House, yeah, that just looked fun to me, man. I don't want to be like a prude on like slip covers too, but I want to make sure I can get that one. Which part is Kid Rock from? From what I'm aware of, now I know Mad Dog Butch is from Michigan. He can correct me if I'm wrong if he knows differently than me. Well, I know Kid Rock isn't from Detroit. I'm pretty sure he's from Rochester. It was Rochester or Clarkston. Which, if it's Rochester, Romeo, Michigan, which isn't a bad area whatsoever. It's not bad. So, yeah, he grew up with a decent amount of money. That's kind of a bit of a work. I know Eminem didn't necessarily grow up on 8 Mile himself, but he did grow up in a bad area. Mad Dog Romeo. So Mad Dog Butch, would you be interested in coming on my show? On my show, I live stream for 39 minutes. I got a show now. I mentioned earlier I kind of want to do a segment on here moving forward, because I can have guests on here and I can do pre-recorded stuff as well. I want to do like, what's your favorite scary movie? And we could just talk about your favorite horror movie or whatever for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes if it's pre-recorded, an hour if it's a live stream. Just, I thought it'd be kind of a fun idea. Sean Franklin, what is up, my dog? How you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you up to, motherfucker? American Werewolf in London? I think so. I'm a fan. I love that movie. That was my favorite werewolf movie. Funny story, I bought this one and I needed a region free player, which I didn't own at the time. So this one wouldn't play. So I bought this one, the Blu-ray from Arrow Video. And then in the time I bought a region free 4K player, which will play any 4K, but all the Blu-rays are region free. So this would have worked, and I didn't need to buy this or either of them because I ended up buying the chunky box. I got this from Static Tape Video when they showed up to Motor City Nightmares a couple years ago. Chunky Arrow Video box. I'm surprised I haven't cracked this open yet. It just really is the best. It's by far my favorite werewolf movie. I love the comedy in it and everything. I remember when I rewatched Child's Play 2 when I got the 4K of that. I was like heartbroken because the love interest that plays the main girl in this, she's the mom in Child's Play Part 2, and she was so mean to Andy. I was like, I loved her so much from American Werewolf in London, and when I see her be such a bitch to Andy Barclay, it broke my heart. You had a chance to check out the movie The Collector yet? I've honestly never even heard of that before. So no, I haven't seen that yet. What's that about? I can look it up. The Collector. That'd be a good wrestling gimmick. Okay, 2009. It's on Tubi, so if that's the one you're talking about, we're in business. Desperate for money to pay off a debt, a man targets a wealthy family's home and plans to break in and steal a valuable gem. He soon learns that he picked the wrong night to carry out his plans, for a masked madman has gotten there first, imprisoned the family, and lined the mansion with deadly traps. Huh. If that's what you're talking about, that's pretty interesting. The fact somebody's already there. That's funny. Have you seen the trailer for Locked? I have not. Apparently, I'm living under a rock. I haven't heard of some of these movies. I have not seen that trailer yet. Is that going to be any good? The Locked. Yeah, there's so many movies I got to get to, you guys. It's just I'm willing to check both those out. I always say on my channel, like, if you guys suggest a movie, I'll watch it. I know somebody recently, well, it was a while ago, they wanted me to watch Serial Mom, and I was iffy on it. I don't know why. It was like not Vincent Price. Is it? Who's the guy that directed that? But I ended up watching it. I bought the movie. That movie was awesome, man. Funny ass stuff. Have you met Robert Englund or Brad Dourif? That's a funny story. I have a replica Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 glove in almost an arm distance from me right now, from Trick or Treat Studios, and I was going to get it signed at Motor City Comic Con this past year. It was my first time going. For one, I thought the venue was way too big, too much walking, like it was ridiculous. And I did a whole video about this, bitching about it. Like, I was so excited to meet him. And by the time he was like doing his photo op, I waited in line, and this worker there told me he was done for the day. And I said, dude, there's like 6 more hours in the event. He hit his quota. And then I went to 2 other people and complained about it, and they pretty much told me, I don't know what to tell you. And I could have maybe followed through more with it, but I was so fed up, I just left. I was so fucking mad. And my friend, who was at the event with his girlfriend, he stayed. I left all pissed off. He told me he's back signing autographs. I'm like, well, I'm not coming all the way back out to Novi. It was like a 20-minute drive, like all the way back to wait in line again. But that really rubbed me the wrong way. And I have hopes that he'll come back to a convention around here. If it's Motor City Comic Con, I'm not going back to that one ever again. I refuse. They did me wrong. But Brad Dourif is a bucket list one for him. For me, I love him so much. I almost like him in, I can't say I like him in Exorcist 3 more than I do Child's Play, but he's just an incredible actor, cool ass dude. That's a bucket list guy I want to meet. His daughter too. I loved her in like the newer ones, Curse and Cult. But those are guys I definitely want to meet. Like, I feel like I need to meet Kane Hodder next time he's at a convention. I always skip out on him because he's at like every convention every year. I'm like, I'll get him next year. But you never know. I mean, look what happened to George Romero or Flyboy from Dawn of the Dead. Our heroes are older, so I better take my advantage and try to meet them when I can. But yeah, the whole Robert Englund thing, that blew up in my face. But you win some, you lose some. I know when I made the video, everyone kind of like backed me up and like justified I had the right to be that pissed off about it, which I appreciate that, because I don't really like complaining about like first world problems. I try to be like humble about shit, but it's like when you get fucked over like that, it's kind of hard not to be pissed off. So I got this Nightmare on Elm Street glove just sitting there. I was gonna pull it out of the box, have him sign it, put it in a shadow box and everything. It was about to be dope. Always wanted to meet Tom Atkins since Halloween 3 is one of my favorite movies. I love Halloween 3. It's one of my all-time favorites. And yeah, that's a prime example too, like of people to meet. Because Tom Atkins he's getting pretty old right now himself. I think he's damn near in his 90s. And he's amazing, man. I love him in Halloween 3, The Fog, Night of the Creeps, which that 4K is coming out soon. Those are probably my three favorite with him in there. Thrill me, you know. He's so good. I mean, look at Reggie Bannister right now from the Phantasm series. He's in hospice right now, you know. There's a thing out there if you look online like Bloody Disgusting that his family has his like PO box or something. If you want to write a letter to Reggie Bannister, you can write him some stuff. He wants to read fan mail before he passes away. I think I might actually do that. I gotta go to the post office sometime this week. Anyways, I bought some new trunks for wrestling and they sent me a medium. And I don't know how much it shows on camera. If you know me personally, I ain't fitting in medium trunks, so I got to take a trip to the post office soon anyways. You getting the Elm Street Steelbook 4K box set pre-ordered mine on Zavvi. I am 100% going to get that. I'm iffy on what it's going to be. I heard that it's going to be like multiple different Steelbooks, you know, and I've heard a lot of people saying it would be like the one individual case, but yeah, that's too good to pass up. That's such a strange release that they'd be doing them all in Steelbooks, though. But I mean, I like Steelbooks, and I think I just want them all in general, you know. Good movies, you know. I rewatched every single one of them after I got that 4K right before I was going to meet Robert Englund, and I'd say it's probably about a 60-40 ratio on good to bad for that. And I might want to put Dream Warriors over Part 1 at this point. I know when I was kind of ranking them, I put the original at at number 1, but yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that up. I would have pre-ordered it, but I'm pretty confident this isn't gonna sell out too soon. You know what I mean? But I have been known to have a serious case of FOMO. Definitely gonna pick that up. Ooh, what else? What else? Trying to see if I got some movies around me to talk about. I got a whole stack of movies right to my left. This is all my like action movies and everything. I finally the shelf behind me I finally filled up completely, and this is like the overflow of my horror. Which this shelf behind me is all horror, and this is the overflow. So I got some totes to get rid of a bunch of DVDs. I got stacked up on the top of the shelf until I can get another one of these spinning shelves. And I'll probably start moving some stuff around. Gonna watch the rest of this werewolf movie. Thank you. See you soon, brother. Hey, thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. Definitely. Yeah, I'll probably be wrapping up sooner or later myself too. This is crazy. I just came on here to test this in my 51 minutes. It's kind of fun. I think next time, man, I'll have some better lighting, have some stuff in the background. Maybe I'll have a little music playing in the background, you know, get the vibe right. Sean Franklin, do you have the Nightmare on Elm Street remake? I do not. I do not have it. That's funny. It's funny you ask that. I didn't buy it. I hate that movie so much, but I wouldn't mind having it as a completist, you know. I want to I want to have them all in the collection like so I have the complete Halloween collection. Most of them 4K, but I never bought Halloween Ends, for example, because I hate it so much. This is the closest I have to it. This is a bootleg I got from somebody. The Halloween Don't Fear the Reaper cut. Now this is 4 hours and 15 minutes long. This has Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends all in one movie. It completely takes out Corey Cunningham and any of the supernatural elements in this movie right here. So, but at the same time, I feel like eventually I'm going to fold and get that 3-pack of 18 kills and ends just to have them all. But, I'm not too anxious to pick that one up. Like I said, I know I'll have to because I got issues when it comes to collecting, but I've not grabbed it yet. You still keep some DVDs in your collection? I do definitely. Like, it's too high up, stacked on the top of the shelf for me to grab right now. But like, I had like Riki-Oh for so long because there was no Blu-ray of it. I got SLC Punk up there in the DVDs because there's no Blu-ray for that. I have a lot of like wrestling DVDs too. I got a lot of those backyard wrestling DVDs, a lot of like random fun exploitation stuff. Plus, a lot of times, like at these conventions, these independent filmmakers don't have a Blu-ray for it, just DVDs. So like when I started recollecting like 6 years ago, I tried not to grab anything on DVD. It was Blu-ray or better. You know what I mean? And then now here I am grabbing VHS. So go figure. But I'm not against it. I definitely would still grab some DVDs. I just don't like to put my DVDs with my Blu-rays. That's like my little deal. I don't know. But yeah, I'll still pick up DVDs. I think once I get to like thrifting again this spring, I'll probably grab some. If it's tempting enough, it's hard not to pick some shit up. Are you excited for Scream 7? Now, I am. I know a lot of people have been kind of giving this franchise, easy for me to say, some shit, but I'm excited for it. I don't think there's a bad movie in the whole bunch. I think it was like part 3 where they went to the college that wasn't the best, but I love them. I like every one. I don't like that they gave away stuff about like Matthew Lillard coming back. I still haven't seen the trailer, whatever it was that showed them giving that away. I think that's kind of weak. That's why I don't watch a lot of trailers anymore. But I'm a firm believer that how good Scream is, and I don't know where all this hate about it's coming. I think like the girl who ended up like quitting got a lot of backlash. I know a lot of people seem to be getting sick of Jenna Ortega, but I'm pretty indifferent about those two. I mean, I think they're fine, and I think like it's Scream. You know what I mean? It's fucking Scream. I'm gonna definitely go to the theaters and watch Part 7. I am excited for it. Very, very excited for it. But yeah, it should be pretty fun. Like I said, I think next time there a lot of good movies are out because like I don't know how it is with everyone else around here, wherever you're at. I know here in Michigan, like we still have the matinee at like AMC on Tuesdays. It's like five or $10 movies or something like that. So I want to wait till there's a lot of good movies out and take a Tuesday off. I got a lot of sick days and flexible time off and vacation days, whatever they call it at my job, and it's damn near a quarter through the year already. So I'm gonna have to use some of those days. And I'll tell you what, I'm not admitting to committing crime on the stream, but you know, it, I feel like I'd be old school if I went in to watch one movie. It'd be pretty hard for me, even at my age, to walk all the way back to the front and buy another ticket. I might just slide into another theater. I mean that I get support, and really I sound like an asshole right now because the way streaming's been and movies in theaters, I should pay and support them. But at the same time, got to keep it punk rock, man. Do you think Scream prequel comic book? Is there a Scream prequel comic book out there? Or do I think there should be one? I don't know much about that. I'm not too much into comic books, if I'm being honest. I have a pretty decent like EC comic collection with House of Terror or Vault of Terror and Tales from the Crypt and all that stuff. A pretty decent collection. I wouldn't mind getting all like the Ronin Ninja Turtle comic books or even the original Walking Dead comic books that the show was based off of. But yeah, I have a set of Army of Darkness comics too, but I don't have much more than that. But that would be cool. I know there's been some wild stuff in some comic books, man, like Ash versus Jason Voorhees and all types of stuff like that. Yeah, so hopefully this has been going good, this stream. I see why people do it. It's kind of fun. I'm a big fan of watching streams, and this hour flew by like it was nothing. I feel like I could keep going. Everyone in my house probably hear me talking to myself thinking I'm crazy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do a handful of different shows now that I know I can do this. I mean, for one, does the camera look all right? I might actually pay the price and upgrade to get the 4K or 1080p on StreamYard. I think you could do it like one payment. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out, but I think I'd like to have some guests on here just for the fuck of it. And like I said, I also want to start that series. What's your favorite scary movie? Which I'm not sure if that's gonna be something I will pre-record in this format or something that I could do live. And I also want to start a show once a month with my buddy Carlos, like I was saying, where we talk about like 80s and 90s action movies and just shit like that. I think it could be kind of fun as I toy around with all this. Probably stream a little earlier to have some light. I'll probably actually, now that I know I can do this, I'll probably do a stream earlier in the day next Sunday, a week from today, because I have the big Super Shogun wrestling show Saturday. So I'll have a lot to talk about when it comes to the show. Those are always a lot of fun, which if you guys don't know about that, that's one of my main companies I work for. And I seen they have like a little under 500 subs. They get really good views, but if you want to ever see me wrestle or the show I work for, the company, Super Shogun Wrestling on YouTube, feel free to go subscribe to their channel. I know Mad Dog Warren, who runs the company, along with Benjamin Brody, they're good people. They take care of us boys, and it's good product, good locker room, and all that. Oh, but yeah, like I said, my fucking 4K TV went out earlier, man. You get in the 4Ks of Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. I have the Scream Factory box set, so I don't know if it's worth spending the money. I think I'm going to pass on those. I feel the same way. I think in a lot of ways, Friday the 13th doesn't need to be in 4K. I mean, if there was an argument to be had, it would be the New Line movies. I'd say the original Paramount 8 have no place on 4K. I mean, it's fine. I just think that they're better looking the way they are. And I have that same set that's beautiful. I picked up the remake when they released that, which I'd order because that came out last, and then they put these out. I just thought that slipcover looked so good and newer movie, so I picked it up. But I'm half tempted for the Jason X just because that one looks kind of cool too. I'm a sucker for the artwork, but I'm not going to get that because I'm not getting Jason Goes to Hell, so no need to complete it. Like you said, I'm cool with my box set. I think Jason Goes to Hell is the worst in the whole bunch. I can't stand it. If you ever want to see something really funny, I don't know if you've seen my review for all the Friday the 13th movies. 2 years ago, we had a Friday the 13th fall in October. So I reviewed all 12 movies every day of the week leading up to the 13th, where I did a complete franchise ranking. And when I reviewed Jason Goes to Hell, I watched it and I felt like I was being tortured. And then I recorded the review in the morning, and somehow I didn't save the review. So I had to re-record the review talking about that movie a second time, which I don't really like talking bad about movies, but I thought that was really funny. I was like, what makes a shitty day? Like having to watch this movie, then review it, then have to talk about it a second fucking time. And I just kind of went off about it, man. I think the artwork on the front is atrocious as well. Like, I don't mean to be a prude about artwork, but you're paying for a nice boutique label, a good edition. You deserve good artwork. Like, I think the Jason X one looks fine, but that Jason Goes to Hell looks like shit. If there was a time to do the original artwork on a slip, that would have been it. Because I will admit that is really fucking badass artwork, the original artwork with the chrome mask and hell. But I hate that movie, man. I hate it. Like, what tempts me about it is I heard it has the uncut version on it, like or extra footage or something. So, but I'd have to look into that more because I know sometimes extra footage could be 15 seconds, if that. I know they're doing a collector's edition of Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead 1990 that has a bunch of unreleased footage in there. That's one of my all-time favorite horror movies. So when it comes to unreleased footage for that, like, hell yeah, you know. It's a wild game out there, though, you know, with collecting. I got to be a little more picky, you know what I mean? I didn't grab John Candy and Uncle Buck on 4K yet. I did not. But what's the other one where he's on summer vacation? I don't think I'm going to pick up that Blu-ray. So just got to be a little more picky. I'm going to be at a con, like I said, on the 5th. And then Static Tape Video, which I'm going to blow my money there. That place is the fucking best. It's like a kid in a toy store. Or a stoner in a fucking horror movie Blu-ray store, you know? All the fun shit in there. I miss that shit when you could just go to a store and pick stuff up. I think that's why I impulse buy at Walmart a lot. Because I don't have the best Walmart, but like I've seen some steelbooks there, releases, and I didn't grab them, and then they're gone forever. It's almost like double dip grabbing shit before, you know what I mean? Like go in there and see like they got another Return of the Living Dead 4K steelbook. I'm like, I got to grab this. Somebody's got to get it. So much is coming out. You got to be picky. Easy to be broke. Yes, 100%. I was thinking about doing a video at one point talking about that, like tips on collecting. But I think most people that watch my videos are like avid collectors to begin with. But that is like something I would point out from the beginning. Like when I started recollecting, and I say recollecting because I've always collected. I've had VHS my whole life and wrestling DVDs, and just through moving and stuff in storage units and stuff like this. There was a point where I was moving a lot and my collection just kind of was shitty and I kind of just didn't care for it much. My basement flooded. I lost a lot of stuff. When I started recollecting, it was to the point where I was grabbing like everything new that came out. I remember grabbing like the live action movie of The Lion King. And to this day, I've never opened it or watched it. So like, what was the point in even buying it? Just the thrill of the hunt. You know what I mean? Ain't no hunting when it's sitting in the new release section, but yeah, still never watched that one. I think the sequel is out now, Mustafa's Revenge. Now that sounds cool. But yeah, you definitely got to be careful collecting. You know, I got a couple friends that are getting into collecting now, and it's been pretty fun to guide them because like I remember when I first started, like for example, when I was talking about American Werewolf in London, I bought this one. I had no idea this was region locked, and I had no idea Arrow Video had an even better release. So it's just fun to talk to people that are new into this, like friends of mine, like, you know, here's the way you need to go, like follow certain pages like Dawn of the Discs or the President of Physical Media, you know, a lot of those Instagram, Facebook pages, and just learn about these boutique labels. So I remember like asking around when I first started collecting, like, where's the best place to get horror movies? And everyone's like Amazon, but nobody knew to tell me like, go directly to Scream Factory site or go directly to Arrow Video site. Like I remember getting Slumber Party Massacre 2, or Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 and Dolls from Scream Factory. And then they went out of print and were worth so much money. And I wouldn't have known the difference. I had no fucking idea. Did you know John Cena turned heel? Hell yeah, Sean. I definitely knew that. I don't know if you know that I'm a pro wrestler. You know, I've been talking about a little in the chat, going on 9 years and 2 weeks. So big wrestling fan. And that's when my 4K TV went out last night during Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I had to like jump through a ladder or whatever you want to say to like get the shit to work and figure shit out to watch the rest of the show. But I was shocked by that. That was a really good ending, a really good pay-per-view. My biggest gripe is Travis Scott just in the ring for no fucking reason. Like, man, just kind of tainted it a little bit. But it's crazy to think, man. I almost wish him turning heel, he would stick around a little longer, you know. But I don't see Cody Rhodes losing the title anytime soon. But that would be kind of fun if Cena did take the title and do like a heel run with the belt, even if they made like a corporate team or something. But I know he's not going to be full-time. Either way, I'm just excited I'm in my mid 30s now, but there's some guys I wrestle with that are so young that like they probably weren't alive at any point Cena was even a heel, which is crazy to think. I've been hitting up Goodwill a lot lately, been finding tons of cool VHS. Oh yeah, I used to go all the time, grab a lot of random shit. I've been looking for a TV VCR combo, and I think that might be the move to go to a thrift store and find one because they go really expensive on eBay. But I used to pick up VHSs all the time. Uh, it's been a long time since I've been to a thrift store though, so I think the last time I went, I picked up Weekend at Bernie's 1 and 2. But it's funny how VHS is coming back around and everything retro. You got vinyl records being sold in Walmart where they don't have CDs. You know, and selling cassette tapes and vinyls on boutique label sites. And same with VHS. This is my pathetic collection right here, but I really want to at least start getting some of my favorites on VHS. Do you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Oh yeah, I have an older sister who's 3 years older than me, so we watched the TV show quite a bit, and I kind of had a crush on the girl that played Buffy back when that show was on. But I really like the movie too. The movie's a lot of fun. Buffy unopened. I need to open this. Check it out. It's been a long time. I just always remember Pee Wee Herman, his death scene when he gets stabbed. Ooh, ah, oh, ah. Always cracked me up, man. Blade versus Buffy, who would win? Well, I'm not too familiar with the Blade movies, honestly. But was Blade an actual vampire? I think he was, but wasn't he a vampire hunter too? Okay, this it could be an easy win for Blade because his skills of like hunting the vampires and everything like that, or whatever he did, with me not knowing much what I'm talking about, but at the same time, to play devil's advocate, it could be a pretty fun fight because a young, good-looking girl, maybe she could play some mind games in it. You know what I mean? Against Blade to get the upper hand. Because when you're swinging a stake in someone's heart, I mean, it's only going to take a couple seconds. So I'd probably go with Blade, though. I just think he's way stronger. I think if she came at him, he'd hit her with one of those Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort front kicks. Kabah! You like the Underworld movies. I've actually never seen a single one of them. There's a lot of movies I've never seen, which always shock people. Like, I've never seen a single Star Wars movie in my entire life. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen the one where Han Solo gets put in that crypt at the end. I think that's episode 5, the second one they ever put out. So I've never seen that. I've never seen Training Day. My whole life, I thought Training Day was a football movie. I was like, I'm just not interested in football, so I never watched it. So, yeah, I've never seen any of those. I'd definitely be down to check them out. Blade is half human, half vampire. Well, okay, that makes it more interesting then. I mean, what happens? Can he go out in the sun then, or is that just why he wears the sunglasses? Because there's always the element. A lot of vampire movies end with them lowering them out to the sun and they explode or whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's how they all end. But I'm still gonna have to go with Blade. But I learned to really like vampire movies not too long ago. Like I was saying, I Lost Boys is one of my all-time favorites. I'm going to meet Jason Patric at Astronomicon early April. But I was just talking recently about the horror movie Vamp. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. That was a really fun zombie or vampire movie. It's like a raunchy college frat boy movie, then turns into like a vampire movie. It's got the Asian dude from Pretty in Pink in there. It's just a fun movie. Then what are some other good ones? Drawing a blank right now. Obviously, Dusk Till Dawn. is an amazing vampire movie. I think vampires are just fucking cool. You know what I mean? I remember somebody asking me one time, like, if you could be in a horror movie, what horror movie would you be in? And I'm like, that's kind of a strange question because everybody dies in horror movies. And that was my answer, like Lost Boys. Because vampires are cool. I'm like, it'd be cool to be a Lost Boy. Sometimes I feel like I am, you know? But shit. Yeah, I think I'll answer a handful more and I'll probably hop off here. So do you have Buffy the Vampire Slayer all season on DVD? I do not. I should pick those up. I don't know how many seasons there are. I wouldn't imagine there's more than like 6. That is a big part of my DVD collection too. I will mention. I don't like to buy stuff on DVD, but when it comes to TV shows, I will pick up stuff on DVD just because the price is a lot better. But I mean that sounds like talking about thrifting and flea market stuff. That sounds like something I should look for when I'm out there. But yeah, I'll answer a couple more questions. I appreciate you guys in here, you know, for my test run on streaming and everything. This has been kind of fun, you know, like I said, an hour and 15 minutes. I could see how people could go on and on and on with this stuff. I love it, man. It's fun, you know. And like I said, now that I feel like I got a hang of it, knowing how to work the system a little bit, I think I'm going to be able to make some things happen with future streams. Maybe work on my setup for streaming, and like I said, I might even record some actual videos for my YouTube channel with this setup because I never used this mic. This was for podcast. It's a perfectly good mic, I think. Can you hear me? Hello. 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 One of the best soundtracks of all time. One of the best. So, yeah, like I was saying, fun plans moving forward. Think we can make some fun stuff happen. I'll probably go live probably around 1 or 2 on this next Sunday. I know I said I would go live earlier today, but dealing with this 4K TV, I was just kind of pissed off, you know? I was like, I don't want to go on here when I'm all pissed. That's lame. Come on, you're bitching. I hate when I do a video like that. When I did the unboxing of that Terrifier set, I felt like I was complaining too much. Which I don't know if you guys seen this. I did get my 4K set. And then my 4K TV shits out, so I'm going to have to wait to watch these. Which sucks. It's pretty anxious, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, well, I think I'm going to hop off here. I appreciate everyone that was in here for my test run. You know, like I said, I got some fun ideas how to use the streaming platform to make some fun content, maybe do some interviews with people, and I'll do more live streams myself. I'll make sure the lighting's better next time. And yeah, I'm just going to work on improving things. You know, it's fun learning new stuff, and this is pretty cool. But yeah, with that being said, appreciate everyone that was in here. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your night. And I know tomorrow's Monday, but let's kick some fucking ass, man. Let's whoop ass and get to the next weekend. You know, what would Roddy Piper do? He'd whoop some fucking ass and make it to Friday. That's what he'd do. But once again, thank you guys for seeing the test run. Appreciate all you guys. Blood Gut Score. Check you next time.